Hi guys, I'm 슈가크루에요. I'm a UX designer. My dream was to work for a European company as an expat, and I kind of achieved my goal successfully. So, in this video, I will describe my past student life by using 10 keywords. I hope this helps you to get an insight into the life of an international student. By the way, I studied industrial design engineering at a Dutch university. Low self-esteem. When I was the first year at uni, I thought a perfect life is the only successful life. As you could see on the media, I thought graduating at top universities is the only way to live a perfect life. However, I couldn't make it. So I treated myself as a failure and compared myself to others who are living a perfect life I dreamed of. My heart was cold and I focused only on passing the exam with a high score. I thought everything was my fault and I believed that people in Korea will ignore me if I don't succeed in the Netherlands. I really wanted to avoid to hear from others that they knew I'm gonna fail. Small achievements. Well, I made some achievements at uni. I passed the exam with good scores, successfully finished projects, and my professor started treating me as a student, at least, responsible and studying hard. I didn't only study hard. I did my best to have unique experiences aside from studying. I went to Vietnam to do design research, and I contacted the authors of the design books and proposed them to become my graduation project mentor. Racism. Fortunately, there is less racism in the Netherlands than in other European countries. However, I still come across racists sometimes. For example, at the immigration center, at school, and sometimes on the street. Only because I'm a minority, they thought they could be rude and harsh to me. Stress. Everything was so stressful. I had to pass the exam with a minimum score of 7.5 out of 10. I had to finish all my study in 3 years, and I had to do an internship to graduate. When I became a third year, only about half of the people remained in my year. Depression. After I got rejected by almost 99% of the internships I applied for, I started thinking that I'll not be enough forever, even if I was doing well at school. The world was cold and the reality was harsh. I was frustrated by the vague future. I was afraid of other people's thoughts on me, and I was completely lonely. It was not surprising that I got diagnosed with a depression. I had bulimia too, because I was not satisfied with how I looked like. I ate, I threw up, and I continued. I was sad every day, and my mood swung every minute. I realized this is not something that I could manage by myself, so I decided to get help from a psychologist. I'm lucky that I was studying in Europe, since I would have never thought about seeing her if I was in Korea. My psychologist was a person who could see every situation cognitively. She helped me to change my perspective about myself completely. I could realize that it's their problem if there are people who are ignoring me because my study is not good enough. She told me to stop being strict to myself, to chase an ideal life because there is no ideal life without myself in there. From then, I started looking at myself differently and decided to treat myself more generously. Confrontation. To fight for my issue with bulimia, I decided to choose my graduation project theme as helping eating disorder patients. I wrote a proposal to the director of eating disorder facility, and thankfully, he accepted my proposal and became a client for that project. And so, I could start chasing a dream of becoming a UX designer by designing an application for the patients. Portfolio. In the Netherlands, Companies think that having a relevant experience in portfolio and CV are the most important. Therefore, it was not easy to find a job with a portfolio with some works that I did during my education. At that time, my position was somebody who could be hard to become a product designer and UX designer both. Only what I regretted so much was that I didn't make professional pictures of my work in progress. Graduation. Still, my future was fake and my portfolio was not ready, but I could successfully graduate. When I graduated, at least, I was not afraid of failing and I was ready for doing it again, even if it will take more time. About 2 months after my graduation, I managed to get a job at a Dutch company in Amsterdam. My professional designer life has started in the Netherlands. For people who are thinking about studying abroad, there are pros and cons. And I think shaping your career while studying is more important than where you start your study from. For people who already decided to study abroad, please never give up. There's no one that could tell you whether you failed or succeeded.